everyone! In this video we will see how we can produce a clay render using the Corona renderer in 3ds Max. First, let me explain what a clay render is. A clay render is basically a monochromatic rendering, usually a white or a light grey one. Why do we need to make a clay render? I always use them in my workflow. It's the first render I present to my clients in order for them to confirm that this is the camera angle they want and that I have understood clearly their instructions. I also advise you to do so because if you go directly with the textured render, this might cause some frustration to your clients, especially if you have, let's say, mistakes in your 3D model or in the textures you have applied or in the cameras you have set. So, this is the scene we will be working on today, and if I go to the render setup window, let me remind you that personally when I am on the testing phase, I set to do 10-minute test renders and I enable the Corona high quality denoising method. So if I press the render button, this is the render we get for a 10-minute rendering time. To produce a clay render, simply go to the render setup window and to the scene tab and enable the material override checkbox. If we press render, nothing has changed. That's because we have asked to override the scene with one single material, but we haven't set this material. Here it says none. Open the material editor and create a Corona physical material and drag it in the none field. Choose instance so that any changes we will be doing in the material editor will automatically apply in the render setup as well. So this material is now transferred here and we have asked to override all the materials of the scene with this single material. Let's press render to see what we get. So now the full scene has the default Corona physical material applied. What you should notice is that this material is also applied on the glass surfaces, so it doesn't allow the sunlight to enter inside the room. Let's go back to the render setup window and click on the preserve button and enable the preserve glass materials option. If we now render, all the scene has the default Corona physical material applied, but the glass surfaces preserve their original glass material. And so now we have natural lighting in our scene. If we go back to the preserve dialog box, we can also enable the light material. This way, if we have applied a Corona light material, it preserves its attributes. There is also the option to preserve displacement. I haven't added the displacement map in my scene, but this is also a really useful option. Finally, apart from the list we see here, we can also choose to preserve the materials of selected objects. Let's say, for instance, that I want to render the full scene white and have textures on my plant. I will select the plant, go to the render setup window and click on the plus button. The selected objects are added in the list with all the excluded objects, and if we now render, the full scene is white apart from the plant. If we go to the Corona physical material settings and click on the diffuse color, we can choose the color we want the whole scene to be applied. So the lighter we go, the brighter the scene. And the darker we go, the darker the scene. That's all on how to make a clay render using the Corona renderer in 3ds Max. Thanks for watching. I will see you all in my next video.